Hello, welcome back to our basic course. Our topic today is family, and it's a little bit of a longer lesson, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's take a look at, 1 second. There we go. Can you see the screen? Yes. Okay. So we're going to be talking about members of the family. And the first thing we're going to do is see if we can complete these spaces with the member of the family of the opposite sex. Okay. So for example, the opposite of grandmother is grandfather. Okay. So let's go ahead and cross this out. Okay. What is the opposite of father, or the female version of father?
Mother.
Mother. That's right. So we'll add mother. Sorry, mother over here. Okay. And then there's daughter and what else?
Son.
Son. That's right. Son and daughter. Okay. Brother and
Sister.
yes, brother and sister. Okay. Wife and
Husband.
husband. Yes. Uncle and
Aunt.
yes, aunt or aunt are both correct. Okay. Nephew and
And nice.
niece. Yes.
Niece.
Yes. Yes, and so cousin is a word that we can use regardless of whether it's male or female. Okay, so cousin is both primo, prima. Okay. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the umbrella terms, meaning the plural of these family members. Okay. So for example, we have a mother or mom and a father or dad. And together, when we're talking about both of them at the same time, we can call them parents, papás or padres. Okay. Okay. This is with siblings, it can get a little bit more complicated because some people might have one brother, other people might have only male, like two brothers, hermanos varones. Okay. You might have a sister or sisters, hermanas, and you might have brothers and sisters. And in that case, you can use this word siblings, okay? Hermanos y hermanas. So this is an umbrella term, especially for people like you and me that have multiple siblings. It's a word that is very useful, siblings, okay? And the same applies here to daughter. If you have dos hijas, you have daughters, okay? Son, hijo, sons, hijos varones. And then the plural, if you have both, is children or kids, okay? Hijos e hijos. And this is true even if they are adults. So this word, it also means niños, but it also applies to a person who has adult children. Okay. It's possible to say adult children if you would like to be more specific, but it's not necessary. It's correct to say children or kids even when they are adults. Okay. So we can use this term, grandma. It's an informal word for grandmother or abuela. Grandpa, informal for grandfather. Okay. And the two of them together are your grandparents. Okay. Your mother's parents are called your maternal grandparents, and your father's parents are your paternal grandparents. Okay. When you want to talk about the parents and grandparents of your grandparents, to go way back in the past, okay, you only need to add a great before the name. Okay, so for example, great grandmother is bisabuela. Okay, great great grandmother is tatarabuela, and you can continue adding great until there's really is no limit to how many times you can do it. Okay, so yeah, just add that word for as many times as you need to. Okay. The ant can be pronounced like the insect ant, or also aunt, like the A in Spanish for tía. Uncle is always pronounced this way, uncle. And we don't have an umbrella or plural term for both of them together. We call them aunts and uncles. Okay. And the same for cousin, that's whether it's male or female, it's your cousin. Okay. And the plural is cousins. Okay. The same for nieces and nephews. You have one niece or one nephew, or if you have both, you have nieces and nephews. Okay. For us, when we, for example, in Mexico, it's common for a person to consider their cousins' children as their nieces and nephews. That's at least in the US, that's not a common practice. So we don't have a special term for our cousin's children. We can only say my cousin's son or daughter or children. We don't have a special word for that. Okay. So we also have the concept of the immediate family, and those are your parents and your siblings. And then later, when you have your own family, that's your spouse, meaning husband or wife, and children. Okay. Everyone else is considered to be your extended family. So those are people like your grandparents, cousins, aunts and uncles, nieces and nephews. Okay. It's extended family. Okay. When you are married, your collective, the collective family of your spouse are called your in-laws. Okay. So for example, you have a father-in-law, a mother-in-law, you might have a sister or brother-in-law. Okay. And then when your children are older and they get married, you have either a daughter-in-law or a son-in-law. Okay. If your parents are divorced and they remarry, you have a stepfather or stepdad, okay, or stepmother, stepmom, stepbrother, stepsister. Half brother is when you have the same one parent in common and the other parent is your stepmother or stepfather. Right? So you have a half brother or a half sister. Okay. So, any questions so far?
No.
No? Okay. So let's continue. We're going to read about this family. This is the family of Beth. Okay. So she says, "Hi, I'm Beth. Let's read some more about her family." So she says, "That's me in the red top." Okay. So this is Beth. Okay. She says, "I'm married and my husband's name is Tim. We've got a daughter named Sarah. My parents are in the middle of the picture, Jack and Olivia. Sarah sees her grandmother and grandfather every day because we live in the same town." Okay. Can you read the next paragraph?
I've got one brother named Jeff. He's in the picture with his wife, Sandra. They've got a daughter, Tamsin. We don't see them very much because they live in another city. Sarah and Tamsin talk on the phone a lot. Tamsin's got a cat. Sarah really wants to visit her aunt and uncle when she's older.
Thanks. All right. So let's see if we can determine who is who in this family. Okay. So we know that this is Beth, red top. Okay. So let's add her name here. This is Beth. Okay. Who are the other people in the picture?
Her husband,
What is her
Tim,
husband? Yes, Tim is her husband. Okay. Okay. And their daughter is
Sarah.
Sarah. So this is Sarah. Okay. Who are the other people?
In the middle, her parents,
Okay, so her parents are named Jack and Olivia. Okay, and who is on the right side of the picture?
her brother in
Mhm.
law,
Yeah, her brother
Jeff,
Jeff. Good.
and his husband and his wife, Sandra.
Yes, his wife is Sandra, and their daughter is
Tamsin.
Tamsin. That's right. Okay, so let's take a screenshot of this because we're going to do an activity. All right, so let me copy this and we will paste it here. Okay, so this is Beth's family. Let's see what it says next. Okay. We're going to look at some phrases. Some are true, some are false. If they're false, we're going to correct them. So we can see here that it says Sarah has got an uncle and his name is Jeff. Is that true or false?
Sarah is what, sorry?
I'm sorry?
Sarah is what?
Yes. So does Sarah have an uncle named Jeff? So this is Sarah and this is Jeff. Is Jeff Sarah's uncle?
It's true.
Yes, yes, Jeff is Sarah's uncle. Okay. Olivia has got 2 daughters. Is that true or false? If you want to kind of think out loud, pensar en voz alta, you can do that also.
Um, yes, Olivia's got two daughters.
Yeah, is that true or false?
It's true.
So this is Olivia, right? Who are Olivia's children? Beth is one of her children. Beth is her daughter, right? Who is her other child? Beth said, I have a brother named Jeff. So Olivia's other child is Jeff.
It's false.
Yes. So Olivia, how can we change this to make it correct?
Because Olivia
Olivia has
has one daughter and one son.
and one son. Perfect. Okay. Now it says Tamsin is Tim's niece. Is that true or false?
It's false.
It's false.
Yes. No, it's true.
It's true.
It's true.
Yes. Es la sobrina de Tim. Yeah, this is true. Okay. Sandra is Sarah's grandmother.
No, it's false.
False. How can we correct it to make it true?
Sandra is it's
Sarah's.
it's Sarah aunt.
Sarah's aunt. That's right. Okay. Jack is Beth's father.
It's true.
Yeah, this one is true. And Sarah's got a sister named Tamsin.
It's false.
False. How can we correct it?
Sarah Tamsi is Sarah's cousin.
Tamsin.
Sarah's cousin.
It's Sarah's cousin. That's right. Okay. Olivia is Jack's wife.
It's true.
Yes, this is true. Okay. This one is not about the relationship that they have, but a detail about the text we read. Okay. So it says, Sarah wants to visit Jeff and Olivia. Okay. So let's go back to the text. Okay. It says that Sarah wants to visit. Who does she want to visit?
Every day
She wants,
because
it
he
says,
lives in the
but she wants to visit her aunt and uncle. Who are her aunt and uncle? Jeff and Sandra. Huh? So if Sarah wants to visit her aunt and uncle, Sarah wants to visit who? Jeff and so her aunt and uncle.
Um,
Okay, so let's see what else it says. Okay, so it says, we've got a daughter named Sarah. I've got one brother named Jeff. They've got a daughter, Tamsin. Tamsin's got a cat. What does that mean? Somebody has got something.
it's verb get.
Sorry?
It's verb get.
The verb get. So have got is actually the same as have, okay?
Have.
The only that they both mean tener, okay? So the only difference is that have is American English and have got is British English, okay? So we're going to go over the conjugation of these verbs. How do we use have in positive, negative questions? Okay. All right. So when we use have in a positive way to say, for example, yo tengo, we say I have. Okay. And we say you have, he has, she has, it has, we have, they have. Okay. To make it negative, we need to add do not, or preferably don't. So I was saying last week, anytime that we can use the contraction, we usually do. Okay, so I don't have, you don't have. Here, instead of don't, we change it to doesn't. Okay, she doesn't have, it doesn't have, we don't have, and they don't have. Okay, to ask a question, we need to change the order of the first two words. So instead of I do, we say, do I have? Do you have? Again, instead of do, for he, it's does he have? Does she have? Does it have? Do we have? And do they have? Okay. One thing that I have noticed that some people have a little bit of trouble with is the short answers. Okay. So when we give a short answer to say si tengo o no tengo, okay, what we want to say, like instead of saying yes I have, we say yes I do, okay, because that's our auxiliary verb, okay. So we would say yes I do, or no I don't. Yes you do, or no you don't. Yes he does, or no he doesn't. Yes she does, or no she doesn't. Yes it does, or no it doesn't. Yes, we do, or no, we don't. Yes, they do. Now, to use have got, you basically just need to add got. So instead of I have, we would say I have got, or preferably form the contraction and say I've got. Okay, so the same, the contraction for you have got would be you've got, he's got, she's got, it's got, we've got, they've got. Okay. To make it negative, we only need to add not. So we would say, I have not or haven't got. You haven't got. He hasn't got. She hasn't got. It hasn't got. We haven't got. They haven't got. Okay. To form a question, again, we need to invert or change the order of the words, okay? So we would say, have I got? Have you got? Has he got? Has she got? Has it got? Have we got? Have they got? Okay. And the short answers. Here, the difference is that the auxiliary verb here is have, okay, instead of do, okay? So it's for that reason that here, when we're speaking in British English, we want to say, sí, sí tengo. Here we would say, yes, I have, or no, I haven't. Yes, you have. No, you haven't. Yes, he has. No, he hasn't. Yes, she has. No, she hasn't. Yes, it has. No, it hasn't. Yes, we have. We haven't. Yes, they have. No, they haven't. Any questions so far?
No, it's clear.
All good? Okay. So let's skip past this. And I'm going to copy these sentences. Actually, I'm not going to copy. I'm going to leave them here and we'll do it just here on the screen. We need to decide if the sentence is correct or not. Okay? So if it's correct, we'll leave it the way that it is. And if it's not correct, we'll correct it. Okay. So here we can use either American or British. We can use have or have got. We just need to use it correctly. Okay. So is it correct to say, I got 2 sisters?
No, it's incorrect.
No, yeah, it's not correct. Okay, so how can we correct it?
I have got
Mm-hmm.
2 sisters.
You could say, yeah, I've got 2 sisters, or also I have 2 sisters. Okay. All right, what else? He's got a daughter. Is that correct?
It's correct.
Yes, this one is correct. He's got a daughter. Okay. They haven't a dog. Correct?
It's correct.
I'm sorry?
It's correct.
They haven't. It's missing a word. So if we
They
want,
have
yeah.
got. They haven't got
Uh-huh.
a dog. A dog.
Yes. They haven't got a dog. Or we could also say they don't have a dog. That's also correct. Okay. She haven't got a brother.
It's incorrect.
How can we correct it?
She's have. She's got a brother.
So if we
Or
wanted
she
to
has.
keep it negative, say, ella no tiene un hermano.
She has
Hasn't.
hasn't
That have
got a brother.
has, it has to be has because it's he, she, or it. Okay. So she hasn't got a brother. Okay. Or she doesn't have a brother would also be correct. Okay. What about, do you got a cousin? Yes, I have.
Incorrect.
How can we correct
Do
it?
you have got a cousin?
So here we could say, to use British English, we could say, have you got?
Have you got?
And to use American English, we would say, do you have a cousin? Okay. So here, if we are speaking British English, we would say, yes, I have. Here, if we were speaking American English, we would say,
Yes, I do.
I do. That's right. Okay. Has he got a wife? Yes, he has.
It's correct.
Yes, this one is correct. Mhm. Have we got an uncle? Yes, we do.
No, the answer is incorrect.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
you
yes
have.
and no, because the technically this is correct, but it's switching from British to American English. That's the only problem. So if we said, have we got an uncle? We would say, yes, we have. Because yes, we do would be the answer to, do we have an uncle? Yes, we do. Okay. Has she got a husband? No, she's not.
It's correct.
Sorry? The
It's
question is
correct.
correct, but there's a problem with the answer. So has she got a husband? No.
She hasn't.
She hasn't. No, she hasn't. So the words that we combine to form the contraction are has with not. Okay, so she hasn't. All right. So let's take a look at, I think that's it for the activities. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a quick break and create our own family tree. Okay. So you can do that on paper, you can do it on your computer, wherever you would like to do it. In any style that you want. And you don't need to include every member of your family. I think maybe like 10 people is fine. Okay. So just, your immediate family, maybe a few other people, and that's okay. All right. So you are going to add their name and also their relationship to you. So is this person your sister, your husband, your grandmother? Okay. And you're going to include that information also. Okay. So we're going to take a quick pause. If you have any questions while you're doing it, just let me know and I will help you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So this is my family tree. So I'm going to introduce you to my family. So this is me. My name is Lana, and my husband is named Eduardo. We have two children. Their names are Dante and Emilio. Eduardo's parents are Eduardo and Magdalena. Eduardo has a sister named Zaira. Eduardo's parents were Roberto and Refugio, and those were my Eduardo's grandparents, paternal grandparents. Finally, Magdalena's parents were Guillermo and Aurora. Those were his maternal grandparents. On my side, my parents are also Eduardo and Diana. Okay. And I have a sister named Shannon. Shannon is married to Daniel. That's my brother-in-law. And they have a daughter named Avery. Avery is my niece. Okay. Eduardo's parents were Eduardo again and Margarita. And those were my paternal grandparents. My mother is Diana, and her parents were Carlos and Alicia, my maternal grandparents. Yes. So would you like to share your family tree with us?
I describe
Is
the
it on paper or computer?
paper.
Paper. Okay, so what we can do is let me turn off my screen and you can turn on your camera and then show us what is on that paper. Okay. No? Okay. So why don't you can just describe who is in your family if you want. Okay.
Yes. Um, I have one son. Mm, His name is Esteban. And I have got uh, one sister and one brother.
Mm-hmm.
My husband, um, my husband name is Aldo.
Mm-hmm.
His mom is Graciela, and his father is Beto.
Okay.
My mother name is Juanita, and my father's name is Esteban. I have got uh, a nephew. His name is Isaac.
Okay.
That's all, I think.
Mhm. Okay, perfect. So who is Isaac to Aldo? What is
Nephew is his nephew.
Mhm. Yes, so Isaac is Aldo's nephew. Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Who is Juanita to Aldo?
Is his mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law. Huh? And who is Graciela to Esteban? Your Esteban, your son.
Is his grandmother.
His grandmother. That's right. Let me see if I can share my family tree again. Okay, here it is. Here they are. Okay, let me move the arrow. Okay, so who is Dante to Avery?
Um, Cousin,
Yes, they are cousins. Good.
they are
Okay.
cousin.
Yes. Okay. Who is Diana to Daniel? His mother,
His mother-in-law.
mother-in-law. Okay, good. Who is Alicia to Shannon? Her grand.
It's his grandmother.
Her grandmother. Okay. Good. And who is Carlos to Diana?
Her father.
Her father. Yes, very good. Okay, so I think that is about it. Okay, so do you have any more questions for anything from today?
No, it's okay.
No? Okay, perfect. Okay, so we are going to end our class for today. Our topic next week will be about our jobs and the type of work that we do. So we hopefully will be able to record that class here in the next few days, okay? So thank you so much and have a good night.
Thank you.
Okay, bye. See you.
Bueno,
Bye.
sí, bueno.